Hello to my awesome students. Again, I miss you. I took some tanning pills last night. They were supposed to turn me brown. They turned me pink. Look at me. Thankful I don't have to go anywhere. But I'm going to tell you a little story today about the time that Curious George went to Maysville Elementary School. This was a time not so long ago, before you guys were born. Curious George enrolled at Maysville Elementary School. And the first person he saw was Miss Harrell. And boy, he knew he was in for it. She was getting on him because he was climbing on her desk, running under her desk. And Miss Beth told him he better sit down right now. And he knew she meant it. So soon he started pre-K. And he was with Miss Irvin. Miss Irvin had a time with him. He went through her pocketbook, ate her candy, climbed under her desk, on her desk, in her desk drawers, all up on top of the shelves. It was a time that year. But she worked real hard with him. And he got a little bit better. Then it was time for kindergarten and Miss Jones. And when he went to lunch, he always ate off other people's plates and climbed on the tables. So Miss Trott banned him for life from PE that whole year. So Mr. Russell, counting pre-K and kindergarten, never saw Curious George because he never got to go to PE, got in so much trouble. He never did his work in pre-K, and Miss Trott gave him a permanent ban from PE because he never behaved at lunch. So they worked hard with him too. And he began to come around slightly by first grade. First grade, Miss Justice had him. And she got him, and she was really kind and sweet. You know how her voice is. She's real. And he kind of took to that and loved her very much and wanted to be better. He still was bad, but he got better. So then it comes second grade. And there's Miss Campbell. And he loved Miss Campbell. He earned 1 dojo point the whole year. That was it. But he tried real hard. Even though he was still messing up, Miss Campbell worked with him. He got a little bit better. So then it was time for Miss C's class. He drove Miss C crazy. Miss C would she would just have to walk out of the room sometimes and get somebody to go in there because he was getting it wilder. He was climbing up on top of the shelves. He was running out and going into the principal's office, going through her stuff because it was right across the hall. So she worked hard with him though, and he got a little better. Then it was time for fourth grade and Miss Kester, sweet little Miss Betsy. She worked with him hard and was kind, soft-spoken with him like always. And he did okay. He got in a lot of trouble still. Then came fifth grade. And Starzinski, Miss Starr, he drove her nuts too. She turned 3 shades of orange, red. He would get her so upset smoke would come from her ears. But she taught him math, and he was starting to get smarter. She put him in time and and her voice, he was starting to get older. So then he heard. He heard about that lady in 6th grade. He did. He heard about Miss Freeman. And then he got a little scared. He said, I need to straighten up. Because the first day in here, she said, let me tell you something, little guy. You're going to behave in here. I am the boss of this class. And he got straightened out a little bit. And so by the time he left Maysville, our great staff had done so good with Curious George. And he went on to a good life of doing adventures and making all kinds of books. He still calls me because I actually got to see him in PE. And he was very good in PE, except when he climbed in the rafters of the gym. But Curious George was awesome, and we were thankful to have him, and we loved him, just like we do all our kids. He calls me every Christmas and on my birthday. But that's the story of when Curious George went to Maysville.